Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our channel where learning English is simple, practical, and fun. I'm Sarah.
Hi, Sarah. Hi, everyone. I'm Leo, and I'm super excited to be here today because we have a very useful topic for all English learners.
That's right, Leo. Today, we're going to talk about personal information. This is one of the first things you'll need to communicate in English, especially when meeting new people.
Absolutely. Being able to talk about yourself clearly and confidently is essential. So we'll cover family, age and life stages, appearance, and personality traits. By the end of this episode, you'll be ready to introduce yourself like a pro.
Perfect. Let's start with family. Leo, what's the first thing you think of when someone asks about family?
Well, usually I start with immediate family. That's your parents and siblings. For example, I have one brother and two sisters, or I live with my parents.
Exactly. And you can also talk about extended family, grandparents, aunts, uncles, and cousins. For instance, my grandfather lives in Canada, or I often visit my cousins on weekends.
Yes, and don't forget marital status if it comes up in conversation. For example, I'm married, or I'm single.
Right. Learners often ask how to describe their family members properly. You can use adjectives like kind, funny, creative, or hardworking. For example, my sister's very creative. She loves painting.
Or my father is hardworking. He is a doctor and helps many people.
Perfect examples. Okay, let's move on to age and life stages. This is another common question. How old are you?
Yes, it seems simple, but learners sometimes hesitate. Remember, you can say, I'm 25 years old, or I'm in my late 20s.
And you can also mention life stages. For example, I'm a student or I'm retired. Life stages give people context about your age and activities.
Absolutely. You can combine age and stage. I'm 30 and I work as an engineer. Or I'm 18 and I just finished high school.
Very clear. Now let's talk about appearance. People often ask, what do you look like? Or can you describe yourself?
Appearance is all about physical features: height, hair, eyes, build, and style. For example, I'm tall with brown hair and blue eyes, or I have short black hair and glasses.
And don't forget adjectives for build: slim, athletic, medium, or chubby. You could say, I'm medium height and athletic.
Right. Clothing and style are also part of appearance. I usually wear casual clothes, or I like elegant dresses.
Perfect. Appearance is descriptive, but personality traits are just as important when talking about yourself.
Yes, personality traits tell people who you are inside. For example, I'm friendly and talkative, or I'm shy but creative.
And you can mix positive and neutral traits like I'm curious, hardworking, and sometimes impatient. That's natural in conversation.
Exactly. Let's practice a small conversation to show how all this fits together.
Great idea. Leo, you start.
Hi, my name is Leo. I'm 28 years old and I work as a software developer.
Nice to meet you, Leo. I'm Sarah. I'm 25 and I'm a student. I study design.
That's cool. Do you live with your family, Sarah?
Yes, I live with my parents and my younger brother, Tom. What about you?
I live alone, but I often visit my parents and my sister, Anna.
Nice. Can you describe yourself a little?
Sure. I'm tall, I have brown hair and green eyes, and I usually wear casual clothes. I'd say I'm friendly, hardworking, and a little impatient sometimes.
Very clear. I'm medium height with black hair and brown eyes. I'm creative, talkative, and sometimes a bit forgetful.
That was perfect. You can see how all the parts, family, age, appearance, and personality come together naturally.
Exactly. And it's a good idea to prepare a few sentences about yourself so you feel confident in real conversations.
Yes, for example, hi, I'm Leo. I'm 28 and work as a software developer. I have a sister and I live alone. I'm tall, brown-haired, and friendly.
Or I'm Sarah, 25, a design student. I live with my parents and brother. I have black hair and brown eyes, and I'm creative and talkative.
You can also ask questions in return to keep the conversation flowing. For example, do you have any siblings? Or what do you do for work?
Right. Asking questions makes it interactive and friendly. People love talking about themselves, too.
Let's add some common phrases and vocabulary learners can use.
Sure. For family, parents, mother, father, siblings, brother, sister, grandparents, aunt, uncle, cousin.
For age and life stage, young, adult, teenager, child, retired, student, professional.
For appearance, tall, short, medium height, slim, athletic, glasses, hair color, eye color, style, clothes.
And for personality traits, friendly, outgoing, shy, talkative, creative, hardworking, patient, impatient, curious.
Great. Let's make it fun with a mini quiz. I'll describe a person and you guess which word fits. Ready, Leo?
Ready.
She is very friendly and talkative. What category is this?
Personality traits.
Correct. Next, he has brown hair and green eyes.
Appearance.
Perfect. She is 30 years old and works as a teacher.
Age and life stage.
And he has one brother and two sisters.
Family.
Excellent. You see, all four categories are essential to describe yourself clearly.
Absolutely. Now let's talk about some common mistakes learners make.
Sure. First, learners sometimes forget to use articles. I have sister should be I have a sister.
Yes, and with adjectives, I am friendly, funny, and creative is correct. Don't forget the commas.
Another mistake is confusing appearance and personality. Don't say, I am tall and friendly in a formal bio. Mixing personality with appearance is okay in casual conversation, but be clear when describing each separately.
Good tip. And remember age and life stage. Don't confuse I am 25 years old with I am 25 years. The first one is correct.
Exactly. Let's give our listeners a practical challenge.
Here's your task. Write 5 sentences about yourself, including family, age, appearance, and personality traits. Post them in the comments.
We'll read your sentences and give feedback. This is a great way to practice writing and self-introduction at the same time.
Another tip is to practice with a partner. Ask each other about family, age, appearance, and personality. It's like real-life conversation practice.
And don't worry if you make mistakes. Speaking and writing regularly will make you more confident.
Let's review the key points we covered today.
Sure. First, start with family, immediate and extended family, marital status, and use adjectives to describe them.
Second, age and life stage. Your age, student, professional, retired, and how to phrase it naturally.
Third, appearance, height, hair, eyes, build, style, and clothing. Use adjectives to make it clear.
And fourth, personality traits. Friendly, creative, hardworking, shy, talkative, etc. Combine a few adjectives naturally.
Combine all four categories when introducing yourself. Hi, I'm Sarah, 25, a design student. I live with my parents and brother. I have black hair and brown eyes, and I'm creative and talkative.
Perfect. And remember, asking questions back makes the conversation interactive.
Absolutely. Questions like, do you have siblings? Or what do you do? Are great conversation starters.
Finally, practice, practice, practice. Write, speak, and read as much as you can.
That's right. English is about communication, not perfection. Speak confidently and keep learning.
We hope this episode helped you feel ready to talk about personal information in English.
Don't forget to subscribe, like this episode, and share it with your friends who are learning English.
And remember our challenge. Write 5 sentences about yourself, including family, age, appearance, and personality traits.
We'll read your sentences and give feedback. This is a great way to practice writing and self-introduction at the same time.
Thank you all for listening today. Keep practicing, stay motivated, and speak English every day.
That's right. See you in the next episode.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.